Hello everybody, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to another Doctor Who vinyl record review. In today's review I'm going to be taking a look at yet another vinyl record release as pressed by the Demon Music Group as a part of the Who vinyl series. This time round another 1960s episode of Doctor Who, this time round from the second Doctor era, and it does of course feature the Fish People. It is Doctor Who, The Underwater Menace, as written by Jeffrey Orme. Now this release originally came out, in fact, around this time last year, May 2020. However, due to various exams and assessments, I was distracted, and I never managed to pick this release up, and it went out of stock very quickly indeed. As always with the Doctor Who Demon Music Group releases, they are limited edition, and it tends to be once they've sold out for good. However, thankfully, recently I've managed to obtain a copy of this release and finally add it to my Doctor Who vinyl record collection. So in today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the product itself and the lovely artwork alongside. Originally, this release did come out on the same retailers that usually stock the Doctor Who vinyl records, the likes of Amazon. I do believe Argos sometimes gets stock as well. There's sometimes exclusive releases to Amazon, however they do tend to have stopped them by this point. There does seem to be one release and one release only, but also HMV does often get some stock as well, along with the likes of Zavvi, I think also. So yes, this is one of those releases that has now sold out, so if you're looking to purchase the release or find it, I wish you the best of luck in the future. But for now, it's quite a difficult one to find. The overall colour palette for this release is absolutely stunning. One of my all-time favourite things about this series is that spark of colour applied to a usually black and white 60s Doctor Who serial. Grainy telesnaps are replaced with an eye-catching inspired, visually striking recreation, whilst also remaining faithful to the original appearance. At the top we have the inclusion of the current era Doctor Who logo, finished off with a silver embossing. The BBC logo and story title are above and below this, printed in a white typeface. The base design has a series of green shades, ranging from a darker emerald green off to the side and a shiny mint towards the centre. This provides the illusion of a light source shining from above underneath the sea waves, lighting up the rest of the artwork below. The entire artwork is covered in small air bubbles, really bringing the piece to life. Off to the side we have the inclusion of the artwork's main focus, being one of the Fish People. Admittedly, in the story, the costume did look rather daft, however here we have a beautiful, almost mythical, magical appearance. Once more, I absolutely love the various shades of blue and green accompanied with a black and white shimmer, dividing up the different scales and fins around the fish person's body. This can be seen in particular at the sides of the face, standing out in front of the underwater shimmer. The fish person is holding a trident off to the side, and once more this has been brought together using different shades of green repeated. Towards the bottom we have the presentation of a series of tangled plants and seaweed. I love how this continues into the background with the subtle suggestion of fish and another fish person swimming along in the background. At the bottom we also have the inclusion of the usual slogan, which does of course state that this is the original television soundtrack. Overall, the artwork really brings the underwater city of Atlantis to life. As we turn around to the back of the record sleeve, it features the usual design of the TARDIS flying through the vortex, complemented by the same colour palette as the front. Towards the bottom we have the inclusion of a little bit of company information, as well as stating that this episode features Patrick Troughton as the second Doctor. The episode has been written by Jeffrey Orme, with linking narration by Annika Wills, explaining the visual context of the episode itself. Opening up the double LP, we have the inclusion of the shooting star design utilised on all of the previous releases within the Who vinyl series, and at the top corner we have the inclusion of the serial's air date, being between the 14th of January and the 4th of February 1967, and it was of course first broadcast on BBC One. In the centre we have the full casting credits for the story, and in the bottom corner we have various production credits about the serial, including sound restoration for this record, as well as the original 60s production. The sleeves of the records contain exactly the same details, including a brief synopsis about the specific parts of the story, as well as the credits and air date. The opposite sides of the sleeve feature the same design that we've seen many times before, including the same colour palette as the front artwork, using a series of greens and blues. And now of course for the exciting bit. Demon Music Group have a habit of making absolutely glorious records, and this release is no exception. Pressed with clear vinyl with dots and flecks of blue and yellow scattered throughout. As per usual, each record varies in colour and positioning. As always, this is one of the highlights of this product, and it really stands out compared to some of the other records released as a part of this series. I absolutely love that each record is individual and once again complements the cover artwork using similar colours. As per usual, the double LP comes wrapped in cellophane with the Who vinyl sticker at the front. In summary, it is so nice to see the Underwater Menace actually getting some love for once. Of course, the DVD also features some rather lovely artwork, but its contents is a little bit basic. It's been quite a long time since I've watched the episode, however, as always for these releases, I don't think the contents is the main reason for purchase. The product is beautiful and a very welcome addition to the Who vinyl record collection. So there we have it, that is my review of Doctor Who The Underwater Menace as pressed onto vinyl by the Demon Music Group. As always with these releases, I think it is just a matter of preference of what you like. I think that if you like collecting Doctor Who records, then this series will be very much up your street. I know for a fact that it will be quite a long time before I actually listen to this record, because I've already watched the story, albeit a long time ago, very much like how I mentioned within the Horror of Fang Rock vinyl record review. These releases are simply just so collectible and beautiful, and I think that in particular for the 1960s stories, I love that we have this reimagining of the episode, and something that was once a telesnap in the case of this episode has been recreated in this lovely, vibrant, eye-catching style, and it's a lovely celebration of what is pretty much a forgotten Doctor Who serial. I'm not going to say it's brilliant by any means. From what I can recall, it was a little bit bizarre back when I originally watched it. It was so nice to have this Doctor Who serial in all of its glory, in a different format to the likes of a DVD or cassette or CD. As always with vinyl, there's something simply so special about having a lovely artwork and a lovely record within it, having some beautiful colours on it to add to the shelf, and once you start collecting them, it is very hard to stop because they're just so lovely and very, very vibrant indeed. So with that, that does of course conclude yet another Doctor Who vinyl record review. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Do of course stay tuned on the Host Productions for brand new Doctor Who content on a fairly regular basis, and if you are a fan of Doctor Who vinyl records, most certainly stay tuned, as in one of my next vinyl reviews, I'm of course going to be taking a look at Doctor Who The Ice Warriors, another Second Doctor story, which has very recently been released as a part once again of the Who vinyl series, featuring a lovely cover art with an Ice Warrior, but more of that in the future. So thank you very much for watching, have a nice day, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.